Hello. Today we are going to learn about the Rostow stages of economic growth. They were first published in 1960 and there are five stages. The first stage is traditional society stage, second is preconditions to take off stage, then the third take off stage, the fourth drive to maturity stage, and the last and the fifth stage is high mass consumption stage. Now let's start with the first stage, the traditional state. In this state, the society is very less developed and it is structured within the limited production functions. The per capita output is very low and the technical know how is also low. There is predominance of agriculture and it is the main occupation of the people. There is major significance of caste system and family, and they are recognized by their religious status. There is political power which is controlled by the social traditional groups, and there is exploitation of resources for selfish motive. The development is very less and is controlled by the whims of the traditional groups. Now we come to the second condition, that is precondition to take off. This is the stage where the transition process started and people start thinking about development. The entrepreneurs start thinking about capital formation and profit oriented ventures. There is less dependence on agriculture and there take place the building of roads, the improvement in transportation, etc. The outlook of the people emerged, it enlarged. They started thinking about national and international issues rather than just local issues. The economic and social costs increases and there is a rise in the government expenditure, such as expenditure on building roads, on transportation rather than only just on education and health. The birth rate declines and people start realizing individual skills and abilities rather than just their religious status. The foreign trade started boosting up and the rate of investment rises. Now we come to the third stage, that is the takeoff stage. This is the stage where the country thinks about becoming independent, it becomes self sustained. This is the state where country progress without the external assistance. There are three conditions to this stage. The first condition is that the growth rate of national income should be more than the growth rate of the population, or we can say that the rate of investment should be greater than 10%. The, the second condition is that the development of the one or more leading sector and the high rate of growth in that sector. The third condition is that the capability to mobilize capital formation from the domestic sources. Some of the features of this stage are that there is reinvestment of profits by entrepreneurs for higher gains. There is increase in income, which leads to increase in investment, which leads to the increase in employment opportunities. There is availability of capital because of the increase in income and investment. The new techniques of production takes place and the farmers started using innovative techniques for their farming. Now we come to the fourth stage, that is drive to maturity stage. This is the stage which is the outcome of the previous stage, which was the takeoff stage. Now this is the stage where investment rises along with the rise in the population and the economy earns its status among the other economies in the world. The entrepreneurs start getting to know how the products that are being produced. The laborers get skilled, they get efficient, and their wages rises. The outlook of the people gets modernized, and they start thinking about development and growth. The country becomes self-dependent regarding the technological and industrial parameters of the growth. Now we come to the last stage. This is the most important stage according to Rostow, that is the high mass consumption stage. In this stage, there is high rise in production, the income increases, the level of the income is increased and it is very high. The consumption and our demand is very high. The consumption of luxury goods and comfort goods increases and it becomes a common feature in the society. The standard of living of people increases and the country earns its respect and it becomes self dependent, and the labor become organized. Employment, the level of employment, it improves, and there is a drastic reduction in unemployment and poverty. Now there are some criticisms to this theory. Some economists like Professor Hirschman and Professor Kuznets have criticized this theory on various bases. Now let's look some of those bases. The first is that the traditional society is not essential. There are some countries like USA, New Zealand, Australia, which did not go through this stage. So it is not essential for every country. The second is there is overlapping of the stages. Like some of the countries experience the development of agriculture even in the later stages, that is like takeoff stage, which is the third stage. The next is that stage 4, which is the drive to maturity stage, has all the features same as the takeoff stage. So it is a controversy that do we need a separate stage for it? And there is lack of logic, there is lack of basis, lack of knowledge, and most important, it is not applicable to all the countries. Thank you.